Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the programming of 8051 microcontroller. So to do this, we will parallelly study the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, so first requirement for all student is to understand the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. That means what is inside the chip. Okay, so these all are the components of the architecture or what is inside the 8051 microcontroller. So parallelly this topic will also covered, but in today's session we are going to discuss the programming of microcontroller. Okay, so how we can do the program, how we can write the algorithm, and how we can download it into the particular chip for particular task. Okay, so mainly there are languages used to program the 8051 microcontroller is C language and assembly language. Okay, so you all have studied C language in third semester and assembly language for 8085 microprocessor in the fourth semester. Okay, so uh, to program or to write the program, we need some software or some environment or development platform. Okay, so this development platform is available for a variety of platforms are available nowadays in the market, but we are going to use these two particular software where Kev Microvision is this industry standard software which is used to program the 8051 microcontroller. We can write the code for 8051 microcontroller. Okay, now 8051 MCU is also in your syllabus, so we will also cover some practicals in this particular software also. Now, this software is a package of variety of tools that we will learn later on. That's why it is called the Integrated Development Environment. The full form of IDE is Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so these both are the IDEs. Okay, so IDE is the package of various tools required to convert our program into machine language. Okay, we will discuss these things right after this slide. Okay, so I hope you understand that we use mostly two languages, C language and assembly language for programming the 8051 microcontroller, and uh, for that we have two tools that we are going to study, that is Kev Microvision and 8051 MCU. Okay, so let us first discuss that how to install. This video covers the total introduction about Kev software. Okay, so let us discuss how you can download this software and you can install it into your PC. Okay. So first you can go into Google here on, and you can write Kev software. Okay. So when you write this Kev software, you can go into the download session where you have to go into the product download. Then you have to download the C51 package. Then you have to fill up this form and you have to give this submit. Okay, so you will get a download of your software. Okay, then it is a very simple process to install this software, and it is freeware up to 2 KB of code or machine code. Okay, so up to 2 KB you can generate a free code for your microcontroller. Okay, so let us discuss first that how these tools are working. Okay, so we have to see one diagram that whenever we are writing our program, this is nothing but the assembly program. So we can give any name of our program and we have to give the .asm extension. That things we can do with the editor program or editor software, which is one of the tool of the IDE, which we have discussed earlier, that KLN 8051 MCU IDE is MCU software is the IDE. So it is integrated development environment. So to convert our assembly code into a hex file or a machine code. Okay, why first a question arise in your mind that why we required a hex file. So hex file is nothing but the binary file or executable file which your hardware can understand. Okay, hardware only understands the binary file. Whatever the program we have written into the .asm format, which is not understandable by the microcontroller. Microcontroller is only understanding the machine file. Okay, so these are the steps through which we can finally obtain the hex file or executable or the binary file. Okay, so first we have to write our program into editor window, that is .asm notation. Then we need a assembler. Okay, so the assembler will generate a various files, which is list file, okay, object files, okay, and sometimes we need to add additional or already existed library into our code. Like for example, if you want to interface the LCD, then you have to add additional file of LCD, so which will be first converted into object file, and the object file of our program which we have written, this all object files are combined together and it will go into the linker program. So it is again another software or the tool which will convert or combine all these files into a one file. Then it is called the .abs file, and then this abs file will convert it through OH program module to the my file.hex. Okay, so it will convert finally the hex file. This all about the uh, sequence in which our program gets converted and loaded into the microcontroller. Okay, so now let us discuss if we want to write our program into C language, then actually this is the uh, rows or columns which shows that if your program is in the assembly or which is in a C language. Okay, you can finally reach up to the machine code through this sequence. If our code is assembly code, then we have to use the assembler tool. If our code is in a C language, we have written it in a C language, then we have to use the compiler. Then after doing this process, we got a number of object files. Okay, then we have to use the linker. Okay, so this linker tool will combine all object files into a machine code. Okay, so I hope you will understand that what is the procedure there to convert our code into machine language or binary file or hex file. These all are the similar names for the machine code. Okay, okay, now we will discuss that how to use the Cal software. I have already used the install the Cal software. This looks like minute. this type of icon. Okay, when you click on this, you will open the Kale software. Okay, so this is the interface window of the Kale software. Okay, you can download a latest version also, which is available on the website. Right now I am using Microvision 3. Okay, so to start writing the code, the first procedure is to use project. Okay, go into project, new project. So we have to create a one folder at any place in our PC. Let us create a one folder and give the name that test. Okay, now go into this particular folder and now we have to give the project name. So we are creating one project giving the same name, that is test. Right now we don't have to give any dot notation, only the name of the project. Okay, and give the save. So it will ask for the various generic CPU database or different types of CPU database. If you have not installed these, then it will skip this page and directly come to this page. Okay, now we have to use any one of the microcontroller chip. Okay, so most generally we are going to use the microcontroller which is developed by Atmel. Okay, all are the 8051 microcontrollers which is manufactured by the different companies. Okay, so we can select any of the company that we are going to use and we can select 89C51. This is the part number or the chip, actual chip number that we are going to use. When you click on this, you will get a particular internal resources of the chip. So you can see that there are 24 megahertz CMOS speed. Speed of the microcontroller is 24 megahertz. It having a 32 IO lines, 2 timers, 6 interrupt, 2 priority levels, UART, 128 bytes of RAM and 4 KB of flash memory. Okay, so you can see it by clicking on the particular chip. Now give OK. It will shows the copy the standard 8051 startup code to project folder and add file to project. So right now when we are going to do the assembly code, then it is preferable that we give it a no. Now here it is shown that target 1 is created, or so one project is created on the workspace of in the left side of project workspace. Okay, so now this project is created. Now we have to create a file new, and this file is nothing but the text file. So we have to save this file in the similar folder, okay, which we have created. Okay, now we will give the same name but with the dot notation that we want to first write our program in ASM code. Okay, so here now this is a file and this file we are saving it with the dot ASM notation. So give the save. Now you can see the path that where my file is stored. So it is similar into the text folder which we have created. Okay, now this file we have to link with this project. Okay, so to link this file with our project, we have to right click on source group 1 and add files to the source group 1. Okay, and in the similar folder that we have created, we have to change the filter over here, that ASM source file. Then you will find out one ASM file and you have to add this file and close. So we are getting this text file, ASM file, which is added into the Cave software. Now I will write a very simple program uh, which you will learn during the lectures. Right now, you don't worry that if you are not knowing the syntax of the program. Okay, so this is just the demo that I want to run one program. That's why I am writing here a small code. Okay, so you will learn all instructions and everything in the next coming lectures. Okay, so we have just write a org 000h. Okay, and so it indicates that from where the program is going to start storing, from which memory address. Okay, so it is starting from 000h. This h indicates the hexadecimal number. Okay, so first I have written a syntax that move 32h into accumulator. Okay, now suppose I will write move r0 comma 12h. Okay, so this is a two instruction. Now suppose I will write a third instruction, add a comma r0. So it will do the addition of two number, the content of accumulator and content of register r0. So this is a small program and that we want to write. So at the end of the program, you must have to write the directive, which is end, which indicates that program is ends at this particular point. Okay, so you have to save this file, and first we have to compile this program or assemble this program. That means when we assemble the program, it will check the syntax, that if all the syntax are correct or not. Okay, okay, so to compile and assemble this program, we have to go into debug, sorry, we have to go into the build program. Yes, here you can go into the build target or rebuild target. Okay, so these options you can see over here also. Okay, build target and rebuild target. Okay, first time when you are writing a new program, then you can use a build program. So now you can see here, this program is already built up and you can see 0 errors and 0 warnings. This will shows that how much data used in your microcontroller and code size. Data means RAM and code means ROM. Okay, so this will gives a error message if we create any of the wrong syntax. Okay, so you can double click on this and you can find it out where the error is. So in this line there is a error, so you can find out correct syntax and you can again you have to rebuild the target. If you use this option or this option, it doesn't make any sense or any changes or any difference. Okay, so you can use any of the option to build your target or generate your file. Okay, so now after writing this program, or it is syntax wise correct, then you have to simulate this program. So I told you that this all two software is the IDE. That means all the windows are available, all the tools and softwares are available in a one package. That is nothing but the Cave. Okay, so first we have used this editor window, generate a project, write the code. Then we have used this particular build the target, that means they have compiled or assembled the program. Okay, so when you see, I will show you the folder that it will generate different files. Okay, when you compile or assemble the program. Okay, so now this program is ready to run or to simulate. So there is a option in a debug. Okay, go into project, sorry, go into debug and start and stop debugging session. So this similar symbol we can see over here. Okay, so when you click on this, it will start debugging, or one yellow cursor is showing on this side and this particular window will change. So here you can see a different registers content. Okay, this is the register bank R0 to R7, accumulator B register stack pointer, this is stack pointer maximum value, DPTR program counter. Okay, and this is a PSW, that is program status word. You can see the flags over here. This is a important thing that you can see here, a total time of execution. Okay, so this is a total time of execution, you can see it over here. Now there are several options to run the program. So you can see F5, that means run. It will fast running or it will run continuously. Okay, this is step means when you see this cursor, if you want to run only this instruction, then you have to go into step. Short key is F11. Okay, and step over, this will use for the functions when you are in a loop or you want to terminate a particular loop immediately, then you can use step over function. Okay, so right now we will use F11 to step by step run the code. Okay, so to run the step by step code, we have to use F11. So once I will press the F11, it will run this instruction. Okay, that means in accumulator you can see the value stored is 32H. Again I will use another instruction F11, then it will run R0 to 12H. So it will store the value 12H into R0. Now it will do the addition of A plus R0. So once again I will press the F11, then it will shows the addition in a hexadecimal of 32 and 12 is 44. Okay, so it will add the content of A and R0 and store it into 44 into accumulator. Okay, now if I want to stop debugging, then I have to press this again. So again I came back to the normal mode. Okay, again I can simulate, change the program, rebuild the program and simulate it. Okay, now let us I will write some another program through which I can show you that how you can access different peripherals. Okay, suppose if I will uh, I have to add 0 if number is starting from A to F, that you are knowing. Okay, now if I will use label, that this program I want to run again and again. So I can put label over here and colon. Okay, so it will run the program continuously. It will never end. Okay, now again I will rebuild the same program and execute the program. Okay, then what I have to see in this program, so the content which shows over the left side of this particular window is only the registers and important registers of the microcontroller. Now to see the peripheral hardwares, you have to go over here, so you can see a different windows that you can find out. So you can see different ports over here. Okay, so in 8051 there are 4 ports, so you can see parallel the changes in the port. Okay, so there are different hardwares available. You can see the serial window, you can see the timers. Okay, so you can pop up and put it into the your project window, and you can continuously monitor the uh, changes in a particular this hardware. Okay, so right now we only required port 1 to observe. Okay, so I will only open one window which is of port 1. Then when I will execute a step by step instruction by F11, then it will show the changing content on the port P1. Okay, so this is first instruction executed, so it will load P1 to 55H. So binary of P1 will be seen over here. Okay, uh, uh, it is 01 01 01 01. This tick mark indicate 1 and blank box indicates 0. Okay, again I will execute a next instruction, so it is AAH. So that is 1010 1010. Okay, so this binary level of the pin will change. Okay, so if I will again execute this, it will go to X1 level. This is a jump instruction where the unconditional jump occurs to the X1. So it will again start executing the similar program. So similarly, I continuously run this program. You can see the content of port 1 is going to be changed from 55H to AAH. Okay, so this way you can run the program and you can see the content of different hardware. So there is also facility that you can draw different graph over this particular tool, but it is not the topic of this particular video. It takes a different video and we will see it in a detail. Okay, so after executing this particular program, you can stop. If you will get the satisfactory result, then you can stop the simulation, and there is an option that you can use after executing this program. Go into this option. Now select here the execution speed, because this is not an actual hardware, this is simulation. So you have to write here that at which speed this software will execute your code, or crystal you are going to connect in actual hardware. So you will get the same result of hardware and simulation. So if I want to use the 12 megahertz crystal, then I have to use here that simulation speed is also 12 megahertz. And another important option, you have to select that output. In output, you have to create or you have to check this create hex file option, so that after that when you rebuild the program, you will get a hex file created from text, which is nothing but the machine file that you have to download into the microcontroller. So for downloading, there are also various tools available. Okay, it is also called the programmer or the firmware loader. Okay, through which you can download your program into microcontroller. Sometimes there is also a ISP in system programming or ICP in circuit programming, which options are available for different companies chip. That is very chip to chip or company to company. According to your chip, you have to find out the option that through which option I can write the program which is I have written, or the machine file which I have generated. I will show you the machine code. If you will open this particular window, then you can see that various files are created. Okay, this is a project file, this is a ASM file which I have written it. You can open it. This is a file which I have written into software, and this is actually the hex file. You can open it with the notepad and you can see this is the machine file, or this is the binary file, hex file. So this file is the file which can be converted from your program to machine code. Okay, and this will be going to load into the ROM of the microcontroller, which is inbuilt ROM. Okay, so then this program is loaded. Then when we start the microcontroller, it uses the RAM, and it will execute our program by using this different arithmetic and logical unit, registers, control units, this SFR, special function registers, and ports. Okay, so we will go in detail in this particular architecture in the further lectures, but to parallelly start the practical of this particular subject, we need to parallelly understand the programming part. Okay, so to program the microcontroller, we have to, 1 minute, we have to use this software. Okay, so we can also write our program in a C language also with this particular tool. Okay, so I hope you will understand this particular use of the software, and I hope you can write a simple program in particular Keil software. Okay, so it is very easy process. You have to just install your the software in your PC, and then you can simply use this software. Okay, it is free up to 2 kilobytes, okay, of code generated. That means you have seen this hex file, the size of hex file up to 2 kilobyte, it will allow to generate a free code. Okay, and after that you will require the license of this particular software. Okay, so I hope you will understand. Thank you.